Good afternoon, good evening. Getting dark out awful early. Wrapping up soccer season. We're gonna try to get some players, some coaches on the podcast before we get into basketball season. And congratulations to all the girls and the coaches for a great season. I had really fun this year. I'm rocking out my Westchester hat as they start the Division II uh, NCAA tournament where they reached the finals last year and only lost. So bunch of short conference girls on Westchester. Good luck to them during the postseason. Today's guest, great season at Central Regional, second year coach, Marykate Sullivan. Mary Kate, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. And are you sad the season's over?
Yes. Yes, as great as it was, it's still always sad when it ends. Great group of seniors, so we'll miss them. Very sad.
Yeah, we'll obviously we'll get into that class, but just let the people get to know you a little bit. You went to Tom's River East, correct?
Yes.
But you played soccer at Tom's River East, and then where did you play at college?
So I went to OCC first. I did the 2 years at OCC, and then I transferred to TCNJ, where I finished my last 2 seasons playing under Joe Russo and Coach Turner.
Now, was coaching something that you thought you were always going to get into?
Yeah. So I always knew I wanted to coach. I always wanted to be a teacher. I knew that growing up. And then once my soccer career ended, I was so upset. I wasn't ready for it to be over. And then I was like, you know what, I can still be a part of the sport if I get into coaching, give back to the girls, what I learned from my former coaches. So it's definitely something I always wanted to pursue. So I'm very happy that I have the opportunity to do that.
Now, you took over Central Regional last season, and you could see the impact right away. They went from 500, 13 wins last season, 19 wins this season. Could be, is that a school record? Maybe 19 wins. I don't.
So I
I
think
think
it's I think it's tied. I think in
20
2013 or 2014,
2013. Yeah.
yeah, with Amanda Carolyn, I think they were 19-3, so very similar.
And which she just got inducted to the Sports Hall of Fame, right, at
Yep.
Central
The
Regional.
Hall of Fame at Central for girls soccer, yeah.
But a first definitely was winning the South Jersey Group 4 title. How did that feel? As the coach, being part of that, being part of history at the school.
It was just unbelievable. I really like when it happened, I had no words. Like obviously that was one of our goals in the beginning of the season, and we knew we had the talent to get there and to do that. So I'm really proud of them. It was not easy. We had a bunch of hard fought wins, but they never gave up. They're just fighters and they deserve it. So I'm really proud of them.
Now, yeah, this season, how many one goal games? There was a lot.
With 11?
11. Okay.
I think it
Actually,
was 11. Four of them
yes,
overtime. Like it was.
I think I wrote that once the final short 16 gets posted. I think I did right. I think you were right. It was 11,
It
one
was.
goal game.
Yep.
But that just taught, the toughness of, your team. That you have to be mentally tough. And like you said, a bunch of overtimes, bunch in postseason. You beat Wall in the short conference tournament in overtime. You had a
Yeah.
couple in the sectionals in overtime. Just what was it about this group of girls this year that overtime no big deal? It seemed like they might a couple games I was at, the Wall game. I
Yeah.
thought you were being outplayed, and then overtime started, and it was a whole new team out there. You just your girls took it to them. Just what is it when once overtime starts that your team seemed to kick into another gear?
I mean, I tell them at halftime, like, come on, the first one to score, put it in the back of the net. We're very good offensively. It's there. Let's work hard. The desire to win. They're just so passionate. And they hate losing. They really do. They are so competitive. We honestly can't even play games at practice because people end up getting mad. So they are competitors, and they just once we got into those overtimes, they knew they had to do whatever it took to put the ball in the back of the net, and they were very successful with that.
When you took over 2 years ago, what was something you were, what did you want to like get spread to the girls and the direction you wanted to take the program?
Yeah, so my biggest thing was that I really just wanted to change the culture. I make it all family oriented. We came up with our little mantra, the forget about me, I love you. That way the girls understand that they're playing for something more than themselves. So we do everything together. I brought some traditions from TC&J with me over. We do the hard hat after every game. We do goodie bags on game days. We do psych activities before every game. Just fun little things to really make it a positive environment where the girls they want to be there. They want to play for us. They want to win. So that was my main goal, just trying to change the culture.
I mean, and that's big because I've seen talented teams not go anywhere because the girls are fighting on the field, they're fighting during the game, yelling at each other. And then I've seen average teams go far if, because they play together. Now you were black, they played together and you had a very talented squad this year. So
Right.
so that, that's good. But and you see the impact right away. Like I said, 13 wins last season. Went to short. You won the South Jersey Group 4 this year. There's a couple games I want to talk about this year.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I got to bring it up. The semifinals, the short conference tournament. I thought Erica played phenomenal. It was probably
Oh
the
my
best
God.
game at games I've been at. It was the best game. Erica did everything to try to keep it at that one goal.
She kept us in that game at 1-0 because honestly,
Yeah,
we took a beating in that first half. We
yeah,
really did.
yes. And then the second half, Ali Greco on their team, she did the same thing Erica did in the first half for Middletown because your team really poured it on. It's just knowing that your team gave it all that game. How disappointing is it at the end of that game? And what do you try to say to the players because they play phenomenal? It's just soccer. You have those
Right.
games. It doesn't go in the net.
Yeah. So I mean, we felt like we came out flat in the first half. We weren't really ready for it, and then we go down early. But at halftime, just talking to them, we're like, okay, we haven't been shut out once all year. We're okay. Like we just have to come out, energy, set the tone, first 10 minutes, and we'll get one. So they came out and they were a totally different team. They were putting the pressure on. And unfortunately, we didn't put one in the back of the net. So I felt for the girls because they poured their hearts out. So at the end of the game, that's really all I can say is, you know what, we fought hard, we didn't give up, we didn't quit. Unfortunately, like it's soccer, didn't go our way, but we're not done. Like we have states, we can make a run, and that was the most important thing. We could not. That was our first loss of the season, so I was curious how we were going to respond to it. Are we
Yeah.
going to put our heads down? Are we going to like quit? We're done. So just trying to get them to like, okay, we learn, we get better, we move forward, and then we prepare for states. But I felt seeing them cry and all upset. It breaks your heart as a coach.
Yeah, even as a fan, I especially when you get to the state and you end up losing a tough game and the seniors know that that's it. Seeing one of the best players I've ever seen, when they lost, this was going back a couple of years, when I saw that player crying, and she was going to play in college. It's just that's why high school is so special. Playing with your friends, being out there with with the kids who've grown up, and I'm glad those academies decided to change their tune and let the kids
Right.
play in high school.
It was the best 4 years of my life, honestly. Like I loved high school soccer.
Yep.
I really did.
Now A South, very tough division. All the teams are very strong defensively too. Do you think that kind of gives you an edge when you enter postseason playing against such talented defenses in A South? Because even the lower teams, they're they could be hard to score on.
Absolutely. I mean, Brook Township kept us scoreless at the half.
Yeah.
Uh, so every game in the A South is a battle, and it certainly helps prepare us for when we get into tournament time. I mean, you see it short conference has some of the best girls soccer. So I think playing against these tough teams, it definitely helps prepare us in the long run.
Now let's talk. Freehold. You scrimmage them during the season, and obviously you freehold. I said at the Howell game in the quarterfinals and the sectional quarterfinals, they finally looked like themselves.
Oh my God.
How, just you being a soccer fan too, just the team like Frio, just watching them, how impressive is that?
I had people coming up to me and they're like, I know you're probably like really upset, but they were really fun to watch. And I'm like,
Yeah,
I know they are good everywhere. Like
yeah,
even trying to come up with my game plan, I was like, who do I stop? Who like you stop this one, then they got another. Like they're just so solid everywhere, and they came out and they were by far the better team in every aspect, and it was
yeah.
very impressive.
That was that was every game. Even in Alpin, it was only 1-0, but Freehold they controlled that game too, and they definitely losing I guess to Alpin that
Oh, yeah, all fired up.
and that ended their their amazing run. Their unbeaten streak in the Shore Conference, and they definitely when he has all the pieces together, they're something. And like you said, Gabby scores 2 goals in the first half, and Haley scores two goals, and Ainsley and
Yeah,
Cassidy's playing defense this year. So I
it was
just just last year, with Cassidy being hurt, how good would the team been last year?
right. Right. No, they are so talented, and that was like, obviously you don't want to lose, and you're never okay with losing, but I lost to a team like Freehold Township. it's
what
it's
what what I like to, you played your game though, because I know sometimes in the postseason you see teams they 10 people in the box,
right. They
and
pack it in, and
yeah, and it's just especially the postseason, you gotta win. Okay, maybe you try to get to a shootout, pack it in, but eventually they're gonna find that hole, and you went in there and you went with what worked the whole season for them.
yeah.
Is just they were the
And
better team.
And honestly, like at halftime, down to nothing, the
Yeah.
energy was still, we're like, we're okay. Like, we were getting corner kicks. We had some opportunity in the first half. So again, we're
Yes.
positive. We're like, we get one, like, and then it's a game. And then
Yeah.
we come out and we
Yeah.
get one. And then after like a minute later, when Haley scored that third goal, it was so deflating and it felt like
Yeah.
couldn't get over the hump. So
Yeah. And that's why they've won as much as they did, because they respond
yeah.
into that. And that was the first question I asked Dave after the game, Coach Patterson, about the response that, Central gets back into it. And he even said the dangerous players that you had, that's what they talked about is when they respond, how are we going to respond to that? And they had the answer.
Yeah, that was the dagger.
Now the first player I want to talk about for this, and she really took her game to another level come postseason, Ariana. She had many game winning goals this season, and even in overtime too, or even set up. And I think she had an assist in the Cherokee game. Did she have the assist in the Cherokee or one of the playoff?
She scored the game winner against Lenape. She scored the game winner against Wall. She had
Yeah,
the game
yes, and
winner against Kingsway. Like she stepped up big time for us this season.
yeah, talent. Very talented player. It's just she just took it to. It was like something clicked. Playoff postseason time. It's time for me to even play even better. And she's
Yeah,
how and a lot of energy. How is having somebody that has that much energy on the field? Is great because you got other players that will lead by example, and then her the emotional leader. How having somebody like that. How does that help you as a
I've
coach on the
just
field?
I've always loved coaching Ari just because she's so passionate. She's so fiery. Like, she's that type of player who will just run through a brick wall for you.
Yeah.
I don't know a human being that hates losing more than she does. and she's very expressive on the soccer field. So if she's angry, you're gonna know it. But when she's angry, like if you make her mad, she's gonna go put the ball in the back of the net. That's just how she responds to things. And I think others feed off of her energy. They see her running and going hard for every tackle, then the other players respond and do the same thing. So she's been a great leader for us. She stepped up huge, and I really enjoyed coaching her.
And that's great, for the underclassmen that, played, and to see, one of the seniors that doesn't give up on any play, just goes 110% every single time. And, to have that energy.
Yeah, she leaves her heart out there every time. Every time.
The next, two players, Sam and Emma. Last year, Coach Caruso, after you played them, and Brick won that game last year. But he said after that game, he thought he had one of the best midfielders in the Shore, and he said those girls were really something. Just talk, Emma and Sam. Last year they were both, had all the assists last year. Hannah was the goal scorer last year. Emma kind of, took over the goal scoring this year. But just talk about Sam and having those two. How much easier does that make your job, having two talented mids out there like that?
They make my job so much easier. They make me look good. But the two of them, they just play so well together, side by side. They feed off each other. They've been playing together for the last 3 years, 4 years, honestly. And if one can make a run forward, the other's gonna find him. And it's like they just alternate, they feed off each other, and they've both been a huge part of our success. They were both our offensive players of the year last year, just because they fuel this offense. They're the playmakers. They have great vision. They keep us going. So they make such a difference when they're out there.
Yes, even like the Brick Memorial game last year. I don't know if Sam had any assist or anything, but she made an impact.
Yeah.
She was the one that they were struggling with, covering and stuff. And that's why I like when coaches tell me about players that you're not going to see in the stat sheet.
Right.
So, and like the holding mids and stuff like that. But she caused a lot of problems for Brickmore. Very talented midfielder, and Emma. The one concern, question I had going in this year: who was going to take over for Hannah on the
Yeah.
scoring?
Who was going to score? Yeah.
And
I know
Emma
too.
answered that early in the season, and Ariana, took over at the end of the
Yeah.
season. So, and Emma's going Lafayette, right?
Yeah.
Lafayette.
Yep.
And where's Sam going?
Sam's going to Westchester.
Westchester.
I figured that's why you were wearing
Ah,
it.
they are well, they recruit so many kids from our area, and look at the success they're having. That just tells you. Now, last year, let's talk about Hannah a little bit. Last year, senior goes to Division One for lacrosse and scored 23 goals. Kind of came out of nowhere last year. Did she play as a junior before
She
you
did.
took her? She
Yeah.
did.
She had 5 career goals. She played all 4 years, and I think she was on varsity her sophomore and junior year. But yeah, 5 career goals, and then senior year she had 23.
Wow, yeah. Now, before you, was it a program that seniors got on the field, and if you were underclassmen, you maybe didn't see as many minutes?
Yeah. So for example, like this group of seniors, I actually coached them all on the freshman team.
Okay.
All 12 of them played freshman soccer for me. I probably had the best the best freshman soccer team in the Shore, but yeah, so a lot of times they didn't pull freshmen up, and just that was really it. So
I know it's not, we see that in other schools. I know a coach got terminated for
mhm.
playing freshmen and sophomores, and I didn't get it because
Yeah,
those were the
I
best
don't
players.
understand that. Yeah.
No, it's you're playing to win, and you're the best kids should be out there.
Yeah, when you step on the soccer field, it does not matter what grade you're in. You're all on the same team. It does not matter.
And to me, if you have a freshman that's equal in talent as a senior, I want the freshman out there, because where will that freshman be in 3 years with that
And
experience?
then next, yep, I agree.
Now you had a couple Leah, she had a pretty good freshman year for
Yeah.
you. What do you think her future?
I'm excited for it. I feel like she started to get her confidence as the season went on, playing alongside players like Sam and Harmon. Um, she reminds me of them. She's great with the ball at her feet. She can strike a ball, great field vision. She's going to be a really big part of our future for the next 3 years. So I'm very excited for her.
And not, I mean, sophomore this year, but Emma Christian, she was on my all freshman team last year. What does she mean to that, the back line? Because already, well, sophomore, but it feels like she's already been there for 4 years, and you got another 2 years. Just what does Emma mean to that back line?
Oh, she's a big part of it. She saved us so many times with her speed. She's calm back there. She sees the field well. She reads the game well. And like last year, she was an outside back for us, and then this year I moved her to sweeper to replace Tia. So it was a little new for her, but again, she's so coachable. She wants to learn. She wants to get better. She works so hard, and she makes a difference back there for us.
Now, we talked about Erica in the postseason, the show conference semifinal game. Do you have a goalie coming up? Because you ask every coach when you graduating. Emma, I guess another coach who graduated, a superstar player, and he was more concerned about his goalie that didn't get any accolades. Do you goalie is the number one position high school coaches lose sleep over if
Yeah. So I have a goalie who will be a sophomore, and then I have 2 incoming freshmen.
Okay.
So we will see who steps up, and who will earn that starting spot. But I do have a couple coming. They'll just be young, but that's okay.
I like I like to ask coaches this, and you kind of segue right into that. How important is to build a relationship with the local town, the club? I mean, it's different with soccer these days with the academies and everything. But how important is it to know the middle school, and I know Central, I think my niece actually played against Central's middle school. So, and having a relationship with the middle school coach and stuff.
Yeah, it's so important. And like me teaching at the middle school,
Okay.
I'm lucky where I get to see these girls and start talking to them and forming this relationship. So I do have an advantage there. And I also teach with the middle school coach. We teach math together. So just knowing, like me going to their game, supporting them, seeing them in the hallway, and just developing that relationship. That way they know what's expected of them when they come up next year. They're familiar, they're comfortable. It really does make a big difference. So it's really important. And I'm lucky that I get to do that.
Yeah, nerves is the biggest thing for, freshmen, and it's also good, to establish the culture where seniors make the freshmen feel welcomed, like they do belong here, and it could really go a long way.
Yeah, Harmon did a really good job of taking like Leah under her wing. It was really, really nice to see. She did a good job of that.
Another player I want to talk about because she didn't really play last year, Ava. She missed last season, and in the preseason, I was at one of your games, and I said, "Who is that girl?" I don't remember her last year because she
Oh my
just stood
God.
out.
Yeah.
Just talk about having Ava this year, on the field and the impact she had because she's fast, she's good with her feet,
Yeah.
and it's a nice weapon.
Yeah, she did not get enough credit for what she did this season. Honestly, she was our secret weapon because everyone knows Ari, Harmon, Sam. But having Ava on that outside mid where she can take defenders on, she's quick, she's strong, she's great with the ball at her feet. So being able to attack end line and put the ball across for us, I think she had 6 assists. So she was a big playmaker. She's a difference maker. And she's one of the hardest working girls in this program. So I'm just so happy to see her come back from this injury and absolutely crush it.
Yeah, it was great seeing her and hearing the story. It was great to get her on the field. I went to Laura, graduating. It seemed like if Ariana didn't score the game-winning goal, it seemed like Laura, the defender, she had a couple game-winning goals. How big is that if you could get that kind of production out of your defense, scoring goals?
Oh, it's huge. Laura stepped up. She is so good winning balls out of the air and using her head. All 5 of her goals came off set pieces or corner kicks.
Yeah.
All just her with her ability to, like, she's big, she can get up, use her head. And she came through for us a lot. And she did a great job in our back line. being that presence in the center of the field. She's strong. She can distribute. She really did make a difference back there.
I get a short conference tournament question. Are you a fan of the World Cup playing?
I feel like I have mixed feelings about it. I did I I like it in the sense that you get to play other teams and like that, but I don't know. I'm still trying. It was I'm still trying to figure out if I like it or not. But talking to other coaches, they've all had kind of mixed feelings about it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's funny because coaches outside the shore that reached out to me, they liked it.
Really?
Yes, yes, I had a few coaches reach out to like it. I know they made some tweaks, 3 teams
Yeah.
from each group, and it's just different. But it definitely, it helped Tom's River North getting a bye where they probably would have been.
Right.
Um,
Well, that's what I think is frustrating. Like for teams like Brook Memorial or Howell, who are these top teams in the shore,
yes,
and
that's
they're in a really tough group, and then they don't get that higher seed. Like I could see where that's not. If I
yes.
was in their position, I'd be mad too. So
And then, home that the only 2 wins was in the shore conference.
right. Yeah.
So
So I don't know. It's different. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But
okay. And new divisions next year, kind of. I mean, you're Central State Brick Memorial, right? Actually,
yeah,
here,
don't we have Point Borough now?
Point Borough is added to your
Jackson Memorial, Brick Memorial, North South. We lost East,
East.
Brick, and Southern.
Okay,
So
it's weird too because East, I think, is on their
I
way
know,
up, on
yeah,
their
I
way
know
up
that
with
was very weird. I
yeah.
understand like moving Point Borough. Yeah,
That's great team, but my only critique is, that division, and I mean last year they proved people wrong because they beat Times River North and RBC to get to the semifinals. But this year, they lost to Manasquan and Wall. They lost to Wall in those states. But I mean Wall, you've played Wall. Wall is very talented team. So, but I mean, I think soccer does a very good job changing the divisions around to make it competitive. You don't really see the 6-7 nothings except
oh
for
no,
in the shore conference group play.
no, no.
But where I know basketball coaches who they've reached out to me about the Coaches Cup. They wish they had something on that side, for the Coaches Cup and how the divisions keep changing and they do a good job, the people that are run soccer and getting the right input. All right, that's my tangent. So so get ready to start wrapping up. What is the future for Central?
So I'm hope that we continue to be on the up and up. I think the seniors this year did a really good job of setting the expectations. They showed what this program is capable of doing. So I'm excited for it. I think we'll be young next year, but I think we still have a lot of talent and hopefully we can just keep building on it, getting better and being a program that's consistently one of the top teams in the shore, hopefully. So
Yes, you want to stay there, top five.
that's the plan.
Be the freehold of Ocean County
Yeah,
to
that would be
be.
awesome. So hopefully we can do that.
Do you have? You mentioned you had 2 goalies coming in, and any good field players too coming in?
Yeah, a couple
Mhm.
good field players I hear good defenders. So we'll see. I'm excited.
Good, good. Only got like 360 days, or is it 320 days until that. All right, we'll start. Well, I appreciate you taking time out
No, of course. Thank
today,
you for having me.
and I wish you luck next season. And the postseason award should be coming out. I'm sure mine. There'll be a whole bunch of Central players being announced and stuff. So, and good luck to now. Where's Ariana going?
She's currently uncommitted still.
Uncommit. Okay.
She does want to go play soccer in college, but she's not
Mhm.
quite sure yet. She has a couple places in mind, but still hasn't made that final decision.
don't rush the decision. That's
That's what I told her. She was starting to feel the pressure, and I'm
yeah,
like, do not settle. Like
no.
everything works out how it's supposed to work out. So
And I'm close with her club coach, and he does a good job. And
yeah,
again, so she's in a good spot,
she'll be
and
all right.
she'll yeah. And sometimes the people who wait last end up in a better spot than if you rush the decision. I see it too much, kids, and then they're miserable. So she wants you gotta be happy, so
She'll figure it out.
okay, all right, all right, Coach Sullivan. Thank you for taking time out today.
Thank you.